Hey everybody, my name is Josh Peak. I have a YouTube channel and a podcast called Stuff I Heard, and I just kind of wanted to show what I've been doing here lately. If you guys watch my channel at all, or you watch any of the podcasts or listen to the podcast, this is a little behind the scenes of what's going on. I wanted to make my video look better on my YouTube for the podcast. So in that, I've been working with some different things to see what works, and I kind of want to show you what I'm doing. So let me flip the camera around. Okay, so flipping the camera around, you guys can see me in the screen here on my laptop. In the past, I've used Zoom to do my podcast because it works pretty good for being able to sync it up with other people, and that way if they're on location somewhere, they can just get on their laptop or their phone and be able to use the Zoom app to do one of these with me. If you guys have watched it at all, you can see how I've done that. Now, looking at myself right now, it looks like the image that's in the video has a little bit of a lag. I haven't looked into what's going on with that, but I will. So I wanted to talk about this. I follow this YouTube channel called Think Media. THINKMEDIA, and on there's a bunch of professionals that show you how they're making really good quality content using things that are achievable. Like, in other words, what do I have at my disposal that I can use? So in there, I highly recommend going to them because they are the experts. I'm learning as I go from them. So recently, they made a comment that using a $20 capture card, which I've made a video about a $20 capture card that I got on Amazon. I'll show you an image of that. See this here? Video capture card. Okay, nothing really crazy, right? It only cost me 20 bucks on Amazon, and you can peruse around at people's reviews and find the one that works for you. This one works fine. I got it because I wanted to be able to hook up my Nintendo Switch and play Animal Crossing and be able to do like a commentary on how to play the game and some ins and outs and tips of that. So I did that, and in the process, I wanted to get a little better with everything. So I got in here on my MacBook, and I got a program called OBS, and I've been learning how to use OBS, and it's not super user friendly to learn, but if you follow enough videos and basically click a button and go, what does this do? And then go, oh, that's not what I want. And just keep trying, you'll figure it out. I don't know enough to do a how-to video. It's really, it's not super easy for me to figure out, but I am learning. So if you're watching any of those videos, you'll go, oh yeah, your sound needs to be higher and turn the game volume down and that kind of thing, which I got a tip on. Shout out to my youngest boy, Jacob, for the tip on that. So, with it, I kind of wanted to show that recently on Think Media, they talked about hooking up your DSLR camera using an HDMI cable to the $20 capture card into your computer, and you can then use that through, Canon has their own type thing. You can use it as a source from Zoom or on the OBS software. So I just happen to have this hooked into this cable is a micro HDMI, and the other side of it is a regular HDMI, and then it plugs into that little converter, into the little dongle on the side, because I have a MacBook Pro that only has the C adapters, which is these little tiny ones. Now, I got this dongle when I bought the laptop, and if I had it to do over again, I would have got one that had like a wire and a little box on the side, because this being supported up is kind of a pain in the neck because it does cause stress on that port. And I may end up changing that in the future, but for now, the main thing that I hear all the time is use what you've got, right? So I had this camera because I was making YouTube content with it. I like the fact that it's got the fold-out screen and all that. This is the Canon EOS Rebel T7i. What I didn't like was the fact that whenever I did my Zoom stuff, it used the little camera that's built into the laptop, which is a tiny little dot up here. This tiny little dot. Can you guys see that little dot? That is the camera. Now, if you watch the videos, the quality is not great. I've been able to upgrade the color contrast or whatever you call it to make it look a little better. But I wanted better image quality. That's one of the things that Think Media talks about, is update your sound and update your video. I have the whole mixer board thing for my podcast. If anybody's interested, this is a Xenex 1202 Q1202 USB. This has the USB port in the back that plugs directly into the USB on the side of the computer. This has 4 XLRs, which I have stationed out here for when I have guests. I've got a light bar here that adjusts because I wanted the lighting in the image to look better. It's got a little control over here. I can turn it on and off. I can turn it up or down. I've also got a thing to make this like a warmer light, a yellow light, or the blue light. The blue light actually looks better with the background that I have here. You can see here when I change it, the yellow makes me look yellow. That really makes me look yellow. Just kind of, I mean, this is not my natural skin tone. My skin tone is a little tanner than that, but anyway, you get the idea. So this is the latest update. Okay, so Canon has an update in their website, Canon USA or USA Canon, however it goes, and it's a driver update that you can then do what I'm doing. I am basically just making this. I'm filming this right now with my phone, but I'm showing you what it's going to look like the next time I do a podcast, because it's going to be really good quality on my end. The camera is set up with like an automatic timer thing so that it shuts off. So I had to go into the settings in the back and change that automatic shut off after 1 minute to on all the time. Now, up top here, I've also had to go into manual. On the side of the lens here, it's got a button for autofocus or manual focus, and I had to select manual focus. And with that, I had to twist this bar, this tumbler here. I don't know what you call it. The lens itself. I'm not an expert. This is just a guy trying to show you what he did. I turned this to focus it. I think right now it's on 24, and you can see where I sit. That way I've got a decent view of this cool looking print behind me, which is the Fibonacci. I've talked about it before. I think that looks pretty, a lot prettier than just the wall that's nondescript. And this was a bedroom, so it had all kinds of pictures on it at times, or kids banging into it, and I've patched up the holes and I've painted over them, but as you can see, it looks kind of splotchy, and it looks a little splotchy over that wall. This doesn't make your eye focus on that. So on here, I've had to go in, and on the top here, I turned this bar to TV. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be at, but I selected TV, and then on my dial here, I've gone to video, and that seems to work, allowing everything to go through my screen. Now, I did have to go in here and hit the info button to turn off all of the little details that you normally see on the screen whenever you're filming something. A lot of times there's little squares on the screen that follow your face around for autofocus, or there's descriptions about the battery and stuff like that. I just hit the info button until that went away. And I unplugged it to see all of that on that little viewfinder screen. Now, I had this camera for a while, and it's a very heavy camera. I don't like to take it with me to do YouTube. I watch a guy on YouTube all the time named Casey Neistat, and Casey's got, I don't know how many followers, 10 million followers or some craziness. And he always talks about, people ask him, what's the best camera to have? And he said, my answer is whatever you have available, use it. Whatever you have. If your phone, I'm using this iPhone 10, I guess the iPhone X they call it. I'm using my iPhone to film this. Okay, it's what I had in my pocket. It's what I whipped out first. Now, if you have a better camera that you can use, then use that, which is why I wanted to be able to use this in the podcast area. I wanted the quality of the video to look better. I've spent a lot of time trying to get the sound better, so this is the audio portion of it. And hopefully this will make a difference. I hope this video helps somebody. I don't know if I'm actually giving you any tips. I'm just sort of telling you what I've done. It's amazing the comments that I see later after I make a video. I made a video about Flex Seal. It works, about using Flex Seal during a hurricane. And You would not believe the number of comments of people saying, "You idiot, you didn't fix the problem. You just diverted the water. Now you're causing abuse." I'm like, hurricane outside. What part of that didn't you listen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me positive comments and information and helping me figure out how to get this better. I am trying to make content that's going to help people. So if it's not helping, I'm sorry. If it is helping, great. If there's something else you want to see, let me know. I'll figure out how to make it. I built this today. This is a stand of sorts. If you guys remember, I've shown a stand before in here. This is 13 by 11 by 8. I wanted it 8 inches high. That way when I'm looking up at myself on the screen, or if I have a guest on Zoom, I can see them and not be looking down. Because if my laptop sits down here, I have a tendency to look at it, and then you guys see my face look like this when I'm looking at the screen. I mean, no one wants to see the top of my forehead. So if I'm looking up at the screen like it's elevated, then I can pay attention to my guest and I can look up at the camera, and it's not that distracting to just glance up. Does that make a difference? Can you guys tell looking at the screen? If I'm looking at the camera, la la la, and I'm looking at the screen, it's not terrible, right? I can glance down at my guest and then talk to you guys like this. So anyway, I hope that helps. Again, thank you for watching. And if you like this, please hit the subscribe button or send me a thumbs up. The thumbs up thing actually helps. Just click it and say, hey, good job. If you want to be on the podcast, let me know. I've got a lot of podcasts out there. I think I'm getting ready to record episode 282 coming up. So check it out, Stuff I Heard. It's available everywhere you find podcasts. Okay? Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. And